So we like to cook quick meals during the week, but on the weekends, a lot of times we like to do more elaborate meals, either something on the big green egg, or in this case, I'm gonna do a stir fry. And one of my favorite stir fries is a little elaborate because it's by one of my favorite TV people, which is Alton Brown. And he recently did this reloaded version of what he calls Seoul Special, and it's built around a flavor profile of this red chili paste called gochujang. This is amazing stuff. This recipe, true to form for Alton Brown, has at least 10,000 ingredients in it. What I have here is the gochujang, the rice wine vinegar, the sesame oil, some coconut palm sugar, and the ground beef component. This is just the start, okay? So we're gonna run through the whole thing fairly quickly. I'll post a link to the ingredients and everything. But all you're gonna do is take the gochujang and the palm sugar and the rice wine vinegar and sesame oil, and you're gonna whisk all these guys together real quick. And then we're gonna add the ground beef, and we're gonna let that marinate for half an hour, maybe an hour, depends on when we feel like eating. But this is one of those steps that you wanna get out of the way early so that you have time to do stuff later. So I'm just gonna take that like that. I'm gonna take these guys. These are already measured out. We just measure them out when we get the meat so that we're ready to make this meal. Saves time. That's it. And then I'm just gonna fold that all together, and I'll show you what it looks like when we pull it out of the fridge after it's been in there marinating. All right, so that was phase one. We made the meat with all of the ingredients in there. We're gonna do phase two, which is gonna be the mushrooms. And then phase three is pulling together the garlic and the ginger and the kimchi and the fish sauce and the eggs and the spinach, and then finally the green onions. And that's phase, I've lost count already. Then we're gonna take a clean wok and we're gonna do the rice with the kimchi. We're gonna put it all together into dinner. I'm gonna move half of this over there and we'll meet you over there. All right, so we're gonna do the mushrooms. I've got the wok smoking hot all the way around the edges. I'm gonna put some peanut oil in here and let it get nice and hot. And I'll swirl it around a little bit. And then my mushrooms are gonna go in with a little bit of salt. Now the thing about working in a wok is the sides are actually hotter than the bottom. So I'm actually gonna spread these guys out into one layer while they get nice and crispy. Once they're there, we're not gonna move them until we're ready to flip them over and they're all crispy. Nice and crispy brown on the sides. We'll get them all flipped over. And then spread out into a single layer again, and we'll let those guys cook. All right, all the edges are brown. These guys are done. All right, so phase three is a little bit of oil. Give that just a second to get nice and hot. And then we're gonna do the garlic and ginger together. Just when they get fragrant, before they burn, then the meat goes in. As soon as you get the meat in, spread it out, because the sides of the pan are hotter than the bottom. And that also lets the fat drain down into the middle. So this guy's cooking, the fat's rendering out. I'm gonna turn that one as well. And we're just gonna keep the meat up on the sides. See how hot that is? We'll keep the meat up on the sides and we'll let the fat move into the middle of the pan. All right, the meat's almost done and there's all this fat in the bottom of the pan. I don't want that fat. So going to take a lot of it out. And then my kimchi goes in. My kimchi goes in. I'm going to cook that till it's dry. All right, kimchi's in, spinach goes in. All right, pan's dry. Eggs go in. I like to push the meat out of the way, let the eggs set up on that hot steel, and let them set. All right, eggs are dry. Everything's kind of come together. It's nice. It's not greasy, but it's nice and cooked. We'll add in our scallions, give them a toss just till we get them heated. And then we'll pop those onto a plate. And we're all done. If you keep the pan hot, it will not stick. Everything comes out looking amazing, just like that. And then we can put our mushrooms right on top. And now all we have to do is the rice. How we doing? Phase 4, the fried rice. This is kimchi fried rice. It's super easy. Oil in the pan, get the pan hot, get the oil hot. You can also sort of scrape it down if you want to. You don't need to really. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash the rice into the oil. And I'm going to make a thin layer all the way up the sides of the pan, like that, so that it just sits and gets crispy that way. Okay, so we're gonna let it sit like that for about 5 minutes, get it crispy, then we're gonna add the kimchi. Hear that crackling? That's a good sound. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. We'll rotate it. Just gonna pull the rice down, give it a little stir, and then I'm gonna smash it back up because I really like my fried rice fried. I'll let it go there for another minute or two. All right, still crackling. I'm gonna put in the kimchi. Give it a stir. And now I'm just looking for heating that kimchi all the way through. And that is beautiful, beautiful fried rice. All right, so this kimchi fried rice is cooked all the way through. We'll bring it all over here, avoiding the dog. Fried rice in the plate. Seoul special in the plate. A little bit of green onion. A little bit of toasted sesame seed. And that's dinner. I love you guys.